Theodore Roosevelt said the most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people. And making people skills a strength will take you farther than any other skill you develop.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me.
What's up, freaks? Welcome to another episode of the Steve Eckert Show podcast. And this is really a continuation of the previous episode, which was on learning and dedicated to lifelong learning. And this one is about, well, one of the ways you can learn, which is networking and building connections. And if you would have told me I'd be doing a podcast episode on networking and basically people skills a couple years ago, I would have told you were freaking crazy. Because me, the idea of like going to like say a wedding and being surrounded by a bunch of strangers that are just having small talk is like, that's a nightmare to me. Like it was so bad at one, like I'd be in Las Vegas. I remember one time in Las Vegas and at the, you know, it's long to wait for the elevator. Sometimes there's so many elevators, but so many floors and rooms and directions in those places that you don't even want to be trapped in that elevator with some of those weirdos. So I would like wait for another elevator, just not be trapped in there with a bunch of people. That's how much I was anti-people and networking and connecting. But I've done a lot of work. I've come a long way. So we're going to go deep into networking and using these people skills as a superpower to advance your life personally and professionally. I put a lot of work in the last, at least decade probably on it. Again, never was considered, never one of my labels I would give myself as a people person. So that was another quick lesson is rip off the labels that you've given yourself or that other people have given you or teachers have given you or your parents have given you. Rip off those labels of, oh, I'm an introvert or I'm an extrovert or I'm not a people person, I'm not a morning person, whatever labels you put on yourself, rip that off and take back control of your life as a man. So when the whole, a few years ago, 2020, the lockdowns and the coronas and the pandemics and all this other going on, I was a few years into really going deep in personal development at that point and really breaking out of the shell and trying to become this people person. So I set this goal at one point. I think it was a 30-day challenge that I set for myself to start a conversation with a stranger 30 days in a row. And I was on day, I don't even remember, 13, 16, decent amount of time. And I'm trying to, running out of time because then what happens is the freaking lockdowns happen. There's no more interaction. There's no running into strangers. So I'm walking on the street, going for a walk. I don't remember if I was with the dogs or whatever it was. No, we didn't have dogs then, so it couldn't have been with the dogs. I'm walking on the street and going to start this conversation with someone else that's out there walking, and they avoid me like a motherfucker. They got their double mask and they're all bubbled up and their faces talking like Darth Vader like that, and they go running away from me. Like I started the thing. Like I brought it to this country from some foreign land or something. They go running off. I'm like, this is God playing a sick joke on me. I'm trying to break through and have this be this new people person and rip these labels off that I've had my entire life. And these motherfuckers now are so afraid, the 6-foot rule and all this other nonsense, and they're running away from me. And I lost my streak and probably a challenge I need to do again sometime in the upcoming year. But that's a long-winded intro of saying we're going to be talking about networking and making connections here on the Steve Eckert Show podcast. But also don't forget to check down below in the description and the pinned comment with that link, a free full course, the 40-day daily discipline habit challenge, the Freak Mode 40. And that will completely change your life. And there is some stuff in there that has to do with networking and connecting. A few of those challenges. It's a progressive discipline course, daily discipline course, where a different habit or ritual is unlocked every day for 40 days. It will completely change and transform your life, completely free just for being a viewer of the podcast. So we always like to jump to some quotes here in the beginning. Epictetus, Stoic philosopher, said the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Like, holy crap. And actually today, I'm going to pull up on my other screen here. Just today, I put about people skills now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm on the topic of this stuff. and I put a message to the kids because we do homeschooling. We talked about that on the previous episode about learning. But I put a post each morning or put some quotes that I read or a page. Just double click this, make it bigger. And today was about the power of people skills is the message I sent to them. And there was a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. It said, the most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people. And that ties right in to this networking, connecting people skills. And making people skills a strength will take you farther than any other skill you develop. Think of that. I'm going to repeat that. Making people skills a strength will take you farther than any other skill you develop. And think about it. Anyone could do that. That's one of the limiting factors in your success, in your relationships, in your fulfillment, in your happiness, is your people skills. It's part of your emotional intelligence, your social awareness, and your relationship management. That's what this is all about. That's what we're talking about when we're saying networking. It doesn't just mean you're going to a networking function and vomiting out your business cards to people and telling them to come do business with you and they don't even know who the fuck you are. That is not networking. That's not what we're talking about here. So what this is all basically saying is choose your friends wisely. But even past that, he's also saying that your entire social life has an important role in helping you bring out the next level of yourself, but also helping you to grow your own move yourself towards self-mastery, but also grow your business. It's all tied together when you start breaking it down. And associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those who are capable of improving. So it goes both ways. That's how networking should go. Just be like, what am I going to extract from these people? It's also, what can I provide? That's how you connect. That's how you network. Show up bringing value. Show up with a giving hand. There's a book, there's a fable, The Go-Giver, the book, The Go-Giver. Go read that book that ties in perfectly to this whole networking and connecting thing. And you've heard the quote, your network is your net worth. It's a cheesy saying and it's overused, but it's absolutely true. And that's just really stating the importance and emphasizing the value of building relationships and connections. Really suggesting that the people that you know can significantly impact your success, the opportunities, the possibilities in your life, the potential in your life, the impact you're going to make, the income that you could possibly make, and your overall happiness and freaking fulfillment. Think about all that. Network. That's why I chose this shirt for this episode. This was went to a podcast. It was the podcast in Arizona, Earn It All podcast. Went to the podcast, met these guys online, went to go do their podcast. In addition to that, while I was at their podcast, I connected them with some people that I know that would be great fit to be on their show, and they've now branched out and connected. I invited them to come to a place I was speaking at in the same town in Arizona. They came to the event. I got them some free tickets to the event. They showed up, and that's networking. That's connecting. Then this shirt that night after the podcast, after the event. So we did the podcast. They came to the event. There was 2 separate trips to Arizona. Then after the event, they were doing a fundraiser, a 9/11 fundraiser. Me and my son went to go run stadium stairs. We did 2,000 whatever steps or the 100 something stories of the World Trade Center. We did for a fundraiser, raising money for fallen firefighters. And all this happened through networking. It was an awesome experience. My son carried the flag to lead the charge of running the looping through this stadium, this professional baseball stadium, up and down the rafters for 2 full laps around the stadium. Like, awesome experience. Came through just networking, connecting, going on their podcast. Sure, that's great. Meeting new people, having an awesome conversation, but then connecting them with new people so they could go network and they can expand their network. Network marketing is probably the most useful, beneficial, and lowest hanging fruit that there is when you think about it. But it's also probably the most under freaking used. And network marketing, it has to do with getting referrals. That's always the easiest extraction of a new client or a new member. That's the lowest hanging fruit. But just network marketing overall and connections. No matter what business you're in, no matter what field you're in, that is going to be the quickest easiest, most effective way to success and lasting success and long-term success is developing these relationships with key contacts or whatever, or people in your industry, which are going to lead to new freaking opportunities. And you can't state the importance and the significance of these connections and this networking. It's network marketing is referrals. It's getting reviews from those people that you made connection with, that you did business with, that you got an outcome for, that you helped transform, or you provided a solution for. That is marketing. That is the ultimate marketing. That is the top highest form of marketing. And it needs to be the way that you lead the charge with building your network, with connecting with people. Networking also leads to your own personal and professional growth. And it's going to help you building relationships personally and professionally. You might not meet your wife or your potential future wife without connecting and networking and branching out and meeting your friends, or meeting your business partners, or associates, or whatever. Like, branch the get out in the game. Put yourself out there. Stop thinking you're going to go it alone, being the lone freaking wolf. You need to have all these other people to outreach, to work with, to do business with, to mastermind with. And you need to also, part of networking is evaluating the company that you're freaking keeping, the people around you, focusing on the people around you who support you and encourage you, or the ones that don't, who are the ones that try to drag you down. They're always putting down your ideas. That's stupid. That's impossible. It'll never happen. But also part of connecting and networking is being a connector, meaning I'm going to take this person and this person, connect them together. I might have no business to do with either one of these people, but I think they might have some stuff they could do together. I'm going to connect these two people. I think they would get along, or they could do some work together, some business together. Maybe they could be, again, podcast guests for each other, whatever it is. Maybe it's a referral. Like, connect people with other people. They are going to keep you in mind when it comes time to needing to use a product or service like you have. Like, be a connector, but also be a connector without expecting anything in return. Because usually your next opportunity is going to come from an unlikely source. So don't think, oh, I'm doing this so that I'm going to get this back. Hell no. Do it because you're helping two cool people out. Like, that's what it's all about. The value of being a connector and helping other people and being part of a community and lifting those people up. Being the one that's always there, bringing the fire and connecting and introducing people and sharing contacts and making connections with people and building your network, and also nurturing your network. And so that it's not an awkward thing. Like, if networking feels transactional to you, you're fucking doing it wrong. If it feels unnatural to you, you're doing it wrong. And that's not the way it should be. You probably just need to put a little more time, a little more effort, a little more focus, a little more intentionality into it, and go at it a little different way. Reframe your connecting and your networking, and think of what an opportunity is, how curious you are to go learn about this other person, this other business, this other event or hobby, whatever it is. Like, real interest and curiosity in what you're doing, and think how this is a real, genuine freaking opportunity to make a meaningful connection rather than some phony, opportunistic, transactional interaction. Almost all sales and success come from connecting and conversation. It can't happen without a conversation. It can't happen without connecting, for the most part. Unless it's like online, even there, you're connecting them through a sales page or a sales funnel or a follow-up system or your team members or whatever else it is. Like, keep this deep curiosity. And you know that they say you're a product of the 5 people you hang out with or whatever. So evaluate the people that you're spending your time with. Who are you spending time with? Do you even know? Like, think about who you spend your freaking time with. That's part of your networking. That's your network. So evaluate your current network and then see, where do you need to improve? Where are you lacking in the nurturing of that network? Think about who you spend time with. Like, who are they? What do they do with their lives? How ambitious are they? How successful have they been? How much do they support you? How fulfilled and happy and optimistic are they? Like, think about them. Break them down. Do some reflection. Will these people be the ones that will help you get to the next freaking level and support you in getting to that next level? Do they push you forward no matter what? Or do they tell you, nah, that ain't gonna work. That's impossible. That's stupid. You're crazy. You're nuts. Or do they lift you the up? Or do they drag you down? Evaluate your current network. That's part of networking. Nurturing, evaluating, growing, improving, elevating your current network is a huge part of networking. Like, it's a powerful part. That's why different, like the Freak Father Alliance, a men's mentorship coaching group that I have, like, it is a mastermind group where you're with other like-minded freaks, successful peers and friends, and a brotherhood and camaraderie, helping each other out, giving each other ideas to work through their own for someone that might have been through the same thing as you or whatever. That's why it's so important to become a part of a group or have a brotherhood as a man. But be a connector of people. Take care of your network. Be the one who checks in on your people. Don't always just wait and say, oh, that person, I'm always the one that reaches out to that person and they never reach out, so I'm not going to reach out anymore. I'm going to wait till they reach out to me. That's how little junior high school girls act, not men, not motherfucking men. If it's someone you want to connect with, someone you want to remain in contact with, be the one that goes and reaches out. Who gives a f? They're probably not putting in the same deep work as you and the same thought reflects as you. Go and be the one that goes and reach out. Who gives a f? Like, be the one who checks in. Take care of your freaking network. Be the leader, be the one. And evaluate again your network that you're in. But also when you go to these, let's say a networking event or whatever, a Christmas party, a holiday party, a wedding, whatever it is, go with what you're going to talk about. Like, know what I call them back pocket questions. All right, how did you hear about this event? Or what made you show up to this event? What are you looking to get out of this event? Sure, what do you do for a living? But more, even deeper than that, why? How did you get into that line of work? Start asking more interesting questions, more thought-provoking questions. Shit, we have the Would You Rather series here on YouTube. Those Would You Rather episodes now I'm thinking about, those would be awesome questions to bring up at a networking event, to just ask random people like, oh, this is a thought-provoking question. These are different questions that anyone else has asked me about before. Get people to freaking think. Get them to realize they're in a meaningful conversation, that this is a meaningful connection, that you're someone worth maybe getting to know or doing business with or building a personal, professional relationship with. Talk to them about what's the struggles they're going through. What's the biggest obstacle they face so far in business or in life? Ask them for some tips and advice on something. When they tell you it, where did you learn that from? How did you learn that? Who taught you that? Like, these are some of my back pocket questions that I always have at the ready. Like, me and in the project, we go to graduation dinners. And on the way to the project, I told my son, he would come to me to the dinners for the last several classes. And I said, listen, we're going to be sitting at a table with these guys who just finished this hard ass course, and they're going to be talking about it and reflecting about it. They're probably going to have a lot of questions for you about living with me and being my son after they dealt with me as their instructor in this class. They're probably going to want to ask a lot of questions, but they're also probably going to be a little kind of like shell-shocked and like still processing shit. So go there, show up with some thought-provoking questions. And so what he came up with was, why did you first join the project? Or what was your hardest evolution or part of the project that you had? What was your most fun? What part did you hate the most? Like, these are thought-provoking questions that's going to make them start think, go and stop and make them think and have a deeper conversation. And when you're in a group or you're in a group even of strangers and you meet someone that does this for a living, then you're talking and you meet someone else that says, oh, you also have a car shop. Come here, let me introduce this other person who has a car repair shop and introduce them together. Or people who are like-minded, people who are into jujitsu, whatever it is. Right there, you could connect two strangers right off the bat. And they're probably also awkward and don't know who to talk to or what to talk about. Imagine connecting two people that have something in common and you might have just met the both of them. Be a freaking connector. Always know what people are trying to do, what they're trying to create, what they're trying to build at this stage in life. Always know what the hardest part, what are their biggest struggles, what are their goals in life, what are they working on. Always know who they're looking to connect with. What kind of people are they looking to connect with? Who are they there to meet? What kind of people are they hoping to meet at this place? Instead of the small talk, like going with a game plan. You might have heard of the acronym FORD, F-O-R-D. Like, to always navigate that world of boring small talk, always talk about, ask questions about their family, ask questions about their occupation, Ask questions about their recreation and about their dreams. Imagine asking those questions. That's FORD, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. You ask someone questions about that, they're gonna be like, this is someone not just walking up handing me their business card. This is someone that genuinely has curiosity, wants to get to know me about me and my family, or my situation, or my goals, or what I'm struggling with, what I'm going through, or what are my hobbies and passions or interests? What are my biggest challenges? What are my goals and dreams? Asking someone about that, you'll have them talking for 90% of the conversation. The conversation will be over and they'll be like, man, you are a great conversationalist. That was great talking to you. And meanwhile, they did 80, 90% of the talking. That's my strategy to not have to say much. But it fucking works, and it helps build these connections and relationships and helps move you forward. It builds your own personal development. So know what's important to them personally, professionally. What are they passionate about? What are they struggling with? Know your freaking network. Get to know your new network. Break down your current existing network. All of that. Like, what do they need? What can you do for them? How can you help them? Who can you connect them with? What do they need now? What do they might need help with? What's something that they're struggling with? Go in with all this stuff. And then remember, reevaluate your personal network and focus on spending time with the more supportive, ambitious people, and start trimming the fat and cut some of the ones that are not meant to be on this freaking journey with you. And then get out there, get in the fucking game, get on the field, go attend some events, go to workshops, go to seminars and meet people, connect, go in there with an open mind. Don't be a freaking know-it-all. Go there and know what type of thought-provoking questions you're going to ask them. Shit, use some of the Would You Rather stuff from the previous Would You Rather episodes. Go to these networking events with an open-minded, positive mindset, viewing this as an opportunity for marketing and networking, because again, that is the number one skill to lead to your success personally and professionally. I want to hear about some of your back pocket questions, some of your ways of networking, the way that you do things personally. Put them in the comments down below. And don't forget to check out the Freak Mode 40, the free 40-day daily discipline habit challenge. Link right down below. Completely free access to the course. You can start today, and it's going to help you with networking because there are a couple of things in there that's going to help you grow your network and nurture your network. Let me know how it goes down and put the comments down below. And in case no one told you yet today, you are freaking awesome. No excuses.